Hurricane Helene as a powerful Cat 4 making landfall in the Big Bend area around 11:10, so in the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, the governor talked about there being one confirmed fatality. They expect there probably will be more. That was the person who was killed after a sign fell on them on I-4. A motorist fell on them and killed them there. The roads are dangerous, the governor mentioned. There are water problems, there is debris on the roads, and also be aware of down power lines and the danger of electrocution. We talked about that earlier, but the governor certainly underscored that tonight. The storm has moved its way out into the northern part of Florida, out of our area, but we are still very much feeling the effects right now.
Yeah, and you talked about the hurricane force winds extending 60 miles from the center. So many rescues happening in the state, including this one that you are watching live right now. This is alternate 19 Curlew Road in Palm Harbor. You can see law enforcement's lights flashing right there, so it's a little bit difficult to see exactly what's happening, but bringing people off. We've seen now, I think, two or three of these in this specific area, and we know that others are happening. You can see an animal right there, a dog. I don't know if that's a rescue dog or if that's their dog that was rescued as well, probably a family pet. But again, what you're seeing right here, one of just many, and I'm just glad that these people are okay.
Well, and just grateful that you look at that vehicle right there that's able to get across water there. You're just grateful for the first responders in this community who really risk their lives, and you see a person walking out right there. Boy, that is scary. Again, we mentioned that Hurricane Helene made landfall in the Big Bend area. Bobby, you predicted that it would land, and certainly other forecasters did with the National Hurricane Center in that particular area, but it landed with a punch.
With a punch. 140-mile-per-hour winds was the landfall wind speed up near Perry, Florida. You can see right now it's north-northeast at 24 miles per hour, and the pressure's still 38, and it's over land. It will be weakening, though, as we go through the next several hours as it's moving off towards the north. So let's take it a little bit further to the north here. Colleen, could you just, I don't know why that one won't advance on me. There is the loop now. You can see we're still left over with some of this rain. Maybe my clicker's dying on me here. Look at this. I mean, that's the radar coming out of Tallahassee. Look at that side right there. That's the very, very heavy rainfall that's pushing through that area right now. That has the most wind in it, okay? I just looked at Tallahassee. They've got winds in the 30s with gusts in the 40s. This has gone just to the east of them. Now, they'll get a little bit more wind than that because they still, but if you notice, look how these cells are not moving all that fast versus how fast these cells are on the east side of it. So they got very lucky to be on that west side of it, and that will continue. I do expect this to be weakening. There are the official numbers right now. Landfall at the Aucilla River mouth, but that's about 10 miles west-southwest of Perry. 938 was the pressure. That's exactly where we still are at. This was at 11:10, so it was just a little bit ago, about 20 minutes ago, that it did this. Now, think about this town, Scanlon, up towards Cabbage Grove. Look at the way that they're positioned, and that northern eye wall went over them, and then because it's moving north-northeast, they're in the northwest eye wall, and they will basically stay in the western eye wall and then even get the southwestern part of it. Now, that's not as bad as the eastern side of it, but it just came in to happened to give them one heck of a ride right there with a very heavy rainfall on top of that. So that will continue. This thing is just not working anymore. There's the Tallahassee radar. You can see that it is looking pretty good right now as far as the winds go, but very heavy rainfall is still pushing across the area, and that will continue. Is that it over there? There we go. Looking for these clickers here. This is good news for that area because we really thought they were going to get hit a lot harder than that. And fortunately, they have not. Look at this up in the Valdosta, Georgia. I mean, that's heavy rainfall, and here comes the northern eye wall. It won't have 140-mile-per-hour winds by the time it gets there, but 80, 90, sure. They will get some wind gusts in the 80s to 90s out there. And in the bigger picture, you can see the rain extending. Notice what we were talking about earlier, the rain extending all the way up to Ohio. It's kind of run into an old boundary sitting up there. But look at these cells that are out here across southeast Georgia into South Carolina. Those could produce tornadoes, and there are tornado watches in that area. For us, we're still keeping an eye on the wind because the wind's still blowing. 52-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Tampa, 49 in Clearwater. We're getting ready to show you some of the water levels. They are still rising in some areas, but should be cresting here shortly. I'm telling you, there is a lot going on down in Anna Maria Island and Longboat Key. We need to say prayers for those people. I've got reports of people swimming from house to get to two-story houses right now. So it's not good. It's not good at all. 49-mile-per-hour wind gusts at Clearwater. 46 at, this is working, thank you. 46 up at Brooksville. 26 at Crystal River. Crystal River's wind's down, but that's going to stay high for a little bit. 23 in Wauchula, and we've got 44 in the Lakeland area. So Sebring around 22-mile-per-hour winds. We have just seen nothing as far as wind goes out in Sebring. There are the wind gust forecasts as we go through the overnight hours here. Midnight, we're still in the 40-50 range through about 1 o'clock, and then after that, we will be pushing those winds slowly down. They're not dropping right off. And these are just the gusts, so the steady wind will be less than that. But also notice this wind direction, southwest, 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 southwest. That holds the water in. It will slowly come down. It won't be as high as what it is now, but it's going to take all night for that water to slowly drain.